Hi everyone, I'm going to be talking about the requirements materials that you are going to be using for your comic book manga project. The first thing I'm going to click here is on your green and yellow sketchbook. This will typically have your name on it. So inside the sketchbook, you're going to see a checklist. Each of these boxes are requirements for the project and each is 5 points, making 50 total points for this project. For this project, you are going to need 6 panel minimum for your comic, 1 character. You need to draw a background for each panel. You will outline this with pen or a black thin marker. It is your choice to have colored it or keep it black and white. Remember, we talked about the differences between Japanese comics and American comics. American comics being typically fully colored and Japanese manga typically being black and white. So it's your choice if you want to color it or not. We talked about in class that you are going to keep this appropriate. There will be no blood, violence, guns, or weapons inside your project. If you're not sure about that, feel free to send me an email or write on the assignment so that way I can help you. Next, you will not have stick figures on your project. We did drawing practice activity to rev you up and get ready for this project. Use YouTube videos, use reference photos, whichever is going to be helping you to do the project. You need words, thought bubbles, or narration for this project. So you need to have some words in there so that way I know who's speaking, what's going on inside your story. Afterwards, when you are done drawing your comic on a piece of paper, you are going to go to the last slide, slide number 4 in your sketchbook, and upload the comic. Try to keep it as clear as possible so I can read the entire thing. If it's a little blurry, it's going to be hard for me to read your comic. Okay, and then the last thing here is that it is to be turned in January 25th. That is the due date for our comic. So how do we get started for your comic? The first thing you're going to do is write out your story structure. This is going to help you organize your comic. So you're going to tell me the list of characters, what happens in the beginning, what's the problem, the middle, and the end. Once you've situated who's going to be in your comic, what's going to happen, you are going to go on to this blue slideshow here, which is our reference pictures. You are going to go to slide number 7. And that is going to have the basic outline you could have for your comic for your panels. If we look here, there are 6 boxes for 6 drawings for you to draw inside. You will be drawing those yourself. Okay, if we look at the paneling, these are very simple. But as we talked about in class, looking at some of the examples of the manga or the American comic books, they're not that simple. They're a lot more complicated. So if you want to look on slide number 8, here are some examples of different paneling. Just make sure you have 6 because there are 2 panels here that only have 4. That means you owe me another page with 2 more to have a total of 6. I have so many friends who keep asking, Ms. Sirkin, how many pages do I need? Well, it really depends on how many panels you fit on a page. If we look at this one here, this one has 6. So once you fill up those 6 panels, you're done. If you do these 2, you have 4 panels, that means you owe me 2 on a second page. Here there's only 5 panels, you owe me 1 more on a second page. Here there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so you'd be done after you fill out all of your pictures inside these paneling. Remember, you are drawing out the paneling for yourself, so you can change the paneling, draw very lightly when you're drawing your paneling, because if you make a mistake, it's going to be hard to erase if you drew too hard. Moving forward into the comic, if you look at any of the pictures here, there's a lot of generic body parts, as well as backpacks, armor inside the slideshow, really generic things that aren't specifically an anime or cartoon. These are there to help you for your references, so feel free to use this. I have hair, I have emotions there to help you, I have facial structures, so just let me know if you need anything else added to this, okay? And the last thing we're going to talk about before this video ends is our specific anime cartoon reference slideshow. A lot of you have sent a request to me inside the Google form, which I'll show you in a little bit, and that will go into the red slideshow that has all of these different anime characters, cartoon characters, superheroes that are inside that you guys have requested. So when you request something, you are going to go to this orange Google form here. You're going to tell me your first name, your section number, as well as what photos you need. That will go to this Google form here where I will get your request. Then afterwards, it will be added to the slideshow. If you have any questions, please email me or send me a message on the assignment. Have a great day, guys.